This topic came up when I was talking with my friends in a cafe. We are just drinking, talking. Usually we talk about a lot of random stuff here and there. And this topic came up. Trust. Trust is an interesting thing. Trust gives like a strong feeling of reliability. It's what people should naturally have and give to other people. It makes life very easy and peaceful when you have the feeling of trust. But like all things outside of your control, right? Trust can be broken. And it has happened very commonly these days. Oftentimes, it's not trust that's broken actually, it's expectation, which sometimes go hand in hand with trust. And expectation can breed disappointment, especially unspoken expectations, right? The ones that you never talk about, the ones you just expect people have but they don't even know about it, those ones are really delusional to have. It is really stupid, I believe, that there's unspoken expectations. I get that, there are bro codes that people have these days, or like, some sort of like sister code, friend code you should have, but unspoken ones, no, not all people follow the same logic and same thinking these days. And it's important to have that spoken one when you have something with your friend. It is best to always speak your piece if you have any formal expectations. Or you can be at peace with yourself by knowing that if anything happens, you are able to handle it then. That said, trust is something that is easily broken, yet very hard to build. Once broken, it's so hard to find that trust again. It takes so long to build it. Honestly, the first time you build your trust, like it is the easiest to build. You go slowly, 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 and it's like a strong foundation. It comes strong, right? But when that trust is broken, right, it's like glass. It gets crumbled so easily. It's such a weird thing that people have. It's such a weird thing, actually, if you think about it. Before broken, yet it's so strong, but once it's broken, it breaks like a piece of glass. Huh. But once it is built to a certain extent, right, it is almost unshakable. Granted that you don't break it. And the most important part of trust is and trusting is how much peace and acceptance you have within yourself, right? It's like how to say you gotta be able to accept any outcome, and you have to make peace with yourself that when you delegate or when you trust something that's not you, right? You are giving that power away. In that sense, when you're giving that power away, you have to be okay with giving that power away. Okay, in the sense where, like all people, like all human beings, we all can make mistakes, right? Human error is a very fundamental thing. So you have to be able to make peace with yourself that anything can happen, and if anything happens, you are able to take care of it yourself, or you can able to accept any outcome it comes. There's no point in trusting someone or giving them the power away without being able to accept that things can go south. And when you trust someone, right, you should remove all doubts. There's no point in trusting someone and believing in someone and at the same time having that moment of doubt. And doubt is something that I would like to think about, talk about sometimes too, where it just creeps in, right? These negative thoughts sometimes come in and out. It's kind of annoying sometimes, honestly. But able to catch it and let it go is good. And if you can't trust someone, right, if you have doubt, best to just handle it yourself. And if you can handle the outcome, right, when you have something given to another person and you expect a certain thing, right, and if you must have that certain thing, if you can trust someone, let them do it. If you have a moment of doubt, right, it's better to do it yourself just in case anything happens. And doubt is the opposite of trust, right? And these two doesn't go hand in hand. So when you trust someone, don't doubt it. And when you doubt someone, don't trust them. It's a very simple thing. And if you trust someone, it is your choice. It is my choice when I trust someone. So anything that happens, I'm kind of responsible for it as well. And so is anybody who trusts anybody. So it is best to trust someone when you can trust yourself first. It's when you can trust yourself, believe in yourself, and accept anything that comes. That's when you can trust people. And when you can trust people like that, it's a great feeling. You get a lot of things outside of your mind. You have more time for yourself and things that you like. I have now I do things that are very focused on one or two things, and I'll be like, okay, I trust that things will go the way it goes well, you know. But yes, one of the most important thing is when you choose people you trust, you have to choose carefully, and that comes in judgment, right? You need to have good form of judgment when you trust people or choose people you trust. And sometimes trusting can come of a different way. Well, we'll talk about that next time. Anyway, the first question I got, right? It's not like a first question, but I have thought that logical people are easier to trust than emotional people, because emotional people will always, or not always, but well, most of the time, change very easily. Logical people use logic to think about, right? And I got the question, and is logical people easier to trust or better to trust or emotional ones? Because emotional ones, they're going to be emotional, and logical ones, they're going to be logical. So this is where I don't know where I'm thinking about trust or thinking about manipulation, I guess, or thinking about result. But yeah, that's something to think about.